I am here to make another polyplastic build. This time we are going to make a wizard staff.
Alright, that's enough of that crap. Thomas here again, if you couldn't hear me through that beard. I'm going to take a piece of PVC pipe. You may wonder what that is. That is a water globe that you put water in it and you stick it down in a potted plant and you're supposedly not have to water for a week or whatever. I never really use these, so I'm going to make this the globe that sits on the end of my staff, and I'm going to put a flashlight back there so when I tap my staff to the ground that'll light up. And then I'm going to use a little bit of polyplastic to kind of wrap around it. My idea is to kind of make it look like Gandalf's or something along those lines, some type of fantasy, and have the wood wrap around it. So follow along with me. Hopefully you try this and you can definitely adjust this to fit whatever cosplay needs you're going for. I'm going to have to kind of do a few things to the PVC pipe so that when I paint it, it'll look more like real wood. So, a few things that you're going to need are do you really need that? I got beard hair in my mouth. Gross. Okay, this seems like it'd be a difficult build, but it's really not going to be that hard. Basically, all I'm going to do is stick this on here, like so. Take the polyplastic, I'm going to put it in batches here, and just simply wrap it around this, and then as I get up towards the globe, I'm just simply going to secure it down by wrapping it over. So the glass is getting a little bit of pressure put on it from the polyplastic, like so. And what's super sweet about doing this, as opposed to making it out of a dowel rod and carving it forever, is that you can really make some organic shapes pretty dang easy, simply by putting it on here. And remember, polyplastic is a plastic that, when heated up, it will attach to PVC quite a bit. And I'm going to take another one, run another little string right in here, run it over this way, may actually go all the way, let's see, there we go. Yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm actually probably going to go ahead and make some that like stick up. Probably help if I got that in camera. Have them stick up over the top of it. More like how Gandalf's is. It does have some that wrap over the top of it, but it also has some that kind of protrude off. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So you may notice that I have goggled up and gloved up. I have my staff kind of formed the way I wanted it. All I did was simply string across to make it look like vines, kind of wrapping around the end of it. But what I really want to do now is I'm going to take this rasp and drag it across this plastic PVC pipe. The reason I'm wearing the gloves is because this can make some sharp edges, and I really don't want it to cut my hand like I almost just did there. So basically all I'm doing is like really cutting grooves into the PVC pipe. And I know it's going to be impossible for you to pick that up, but trust me when I say it is putting grooves into the PVC pipe to make it look like it's actually wood. So I've got a rasp here. I'm just dragging it down across. You'll notice I'm dragging the same way. It gets really nice when you get a big string of it in a row. It really bites down in there. I've only used this one other time for another project, so it's still pretty sharp. But these gloves are protecting me because this can get sharp edges. I don't want it to cut me. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag this rasp. You can see me straining. I'm really trying to get it down in there. But then what we can do, we can take some sandpaper, just kind of go back over it, knock off the rough edge. And like I said, it's hard for you to see this, but that looks like real wood grain, which will be sweet for this to make it when I paint and I dry brush over the top of that. It's gonna leave the dark paint, the spray paint, in those grooves, and then it's gonna highlight that the high points on here and really pick up that wood grain. Alright, so this is what I ended up with. It is completely black. The whole reason that I painted that, or tinted the end of that polyplastic, was so that it would not have to be painted and I wouldn't have to worry about trying to get in those little cracks. I know it's not going to be red on the camera, but the wood grain really picks up pretty good just with this base coat that I have. I'm going to take some paints right here. These are just plain old acrylic paints. I've got some burnt sienna, some raw umber, some red ochre. I've also got white, black. I thought maybe I might put green on it. I don't know. We'll see. But basically, all I'm going to do is dry brush. You don't know what dry brush means. It's simply you're going to put a little bit of paint on your brush, and with a napkin, you're basically going to rub most of it off. So I want to cover the bristles really good. Then I'm simply going to cut, simply going to take them off, most of the paint, and just go across the grain so that it doesn't go down into the cracks. And I'm going to do that with each of the colors, trying to pick up highlights. And that's basically the paint treatment there. By doing this, it's going to leave that black that the base coat is in sit in those cracks, and it's going to make them pop out. It's going to make them look like it's actually wood grain. And I will do the same thing all the way up the stretch of this. I know it's really hard to see because I'm kind of zoomed out, but I want you to see just kind of how easy it is. There's not really much to it, and the great thing about acrylic paint is, one, it's super fast when it dries, and if you mess up, just wipe it off. This base coat in black is going to make it pretty easy to do so. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to dry brush the mess out of this. It may take a little bit of time, but I think the end result is going to be pretty good. Hopefully I'll get a realistic look of wood with all this groove and stuff that I put into it. So when I come back, this thing will be completely painted brown. Hopefully it'll pick up the highlights. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little better, but that's pretty much it. So let me finish painting this. I'll come back at you and show you the end result. Alright, here she is in all her glory. I just dry brushed a bunch of different shades of brown on there, like I said before. The wood grain really picked up on it pretty good. I am pleased with the results of it. There is one problem, one mess up. I didn't get a small enough flashlight. So I'm going to have to take a Dremel and Dremel out the inside of that. It is late. I do not feel like doing that tonight, but I wanted to finish this video. So, wizard staff made out of polyplastic, color pellets, a water globe for watering plants, and a PVC pipe. Under $20 to make. I've literally seen them online for hundreds of dollars. So something great that you could do with yours to make your cosplay complete. You could be into D&D and want to have a staff as the prize for your competition, or maybe you are a Renaissance festival goer and want to be that mage that's walking around being all weird and stuff. Whatever it is you're into, go for it. All you need's a old dirty bed sheet, a nice manly beard, and a little bit of imagination. Don't forget to go to polyplastics.com. They have all kinds of products available to you. There is the moldable pellets. You get them in a bunch of different sizes. I prefer the 5-pound bag because I use the mess out of this stuff. You've got the color pellets to add to it so that you don't have to worry about painting over it if you don't want to. They also have strips coming very soon, as well as sheets. And we're talking like 8 by 11, 8 by 12 sheets, 8 by 12 sheets. I'm going to be making a pretty epic build here coming up. It's probably going to take several episodes to make. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to keep you in suspense. However, I will say this. It's going to be epic. I've never seen anybody try and make a full what I'm going to make out of polyplastic. So we're going to try something unique, something different, and maybe you'll be brave and try it also. As always, I'm Thomas Hanna. I hope you learned something today. I hope you try and make one of these yourself and be super cool and make all of your friends jealous. And also, I hope you enjoy, I hope you have fun making stuff. Yeah. See, all this fur here keeps getting in my mouth. But I do want to show you this. It does light up. So I'm going to turn the light off. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to use a spell to dim the light. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah. Look at that. It glows in the dark, and it has a creepy glow to it. Wizard and stuff, and yeah. Pretty neat. Try and make your own. I dare you. Yeah, that's right. I gotta point it right at you. Make my day. Wizard out.